Hey folks, it's Chris Dyer here at Reborn Martial Arts in Springfield, Virginia, and today we're continuing on with our series of block, lock, blow, and throw. We're going to be looking at holding the ball or embracing the moon. Okay, so we're going to be looking again, like I said, at block, lock, blow, and throw for the technique of hold the ball. When we teach this, we're usually, it's throughout form. So whenever we're looking at forms, oftentimes you'll see this used as a transition. It's also at the beginning of a lot of our forms. So in a starting position, you kind of just drop into an empty step, this cat stance sort of position. As you do that, your hands circle from one side to the other side. So just basically training this one side to the other, this is the basic movement. Switching from one to the other, hands working in opposition, one hand going high, one hand going low. One of the key features of this is how high this hand goes and where this low hand ends up. So we'll look at different ways that we utilize this. Okay, so let's start out with our hold the ball as a blocking application. This part, pretty easy, self-explanatory. The hands working in opposition and in a circular movement, they're going to be doing, obviously, blocks. So whatever attack Mike gives me, it doesn't matter if it's right hand, left hand, I'm going to use the first hand to go high, and I'm going to use our soft block. So I'm going to come up from the inside, and I'm going to gently fall down on top of it, continue that direction. So it's more of a redirect than anything else. It's using hips, using the rotation of the body, turning the hand. It's fine. You have an outward block. What's the other hand doing? At the same time this one's going, I'm preparing this hand. If I've opened myself up, the other hand is coming to close myself off. So it's working the hands in opposition. If he throws two strikes, 1, 2, we end up with this position. I'm cutting to the outside in this case, and I'm now have an escape, or I can do a follow-up. If I switch the direction of the hands, we're here, and we end up with another one of our soft blocks of check, and then follow through with this one. As one hand goes high, the other hand's coming up underneath, and they work themselves in opposition. Again, holding the ball in this position. 1, 2, as I start making my way to the outside. So that one's pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy to get. Work the hands in opposition, circular blocks. From there, we have our locking techniques. So when we do these, if Mike grabs onto a wrist, say he grabs on the same side, we're going to take our ball and we're going to go a lot smaller with it. So we catch through here, and then we move around and into this position, locking his wrist up, or I can slide up onto the elbow. Let's turn the other direction. So basic chin-out techniques. Here's the hold the ball in one position, and I simply turn the ball over, and now we lock through here. Now, a lot of people out there on the internet will say, that's a bunch of junk, he's going to punch you in the face. Yes, he is, absolutely. Mike is going to punch me in the face along the way. So what do? We don't let him get there. We do things beforehand. The technique is done in a blink of an eye, all this other stuff. We can go on, and maybe we should make a video on that. Post in the comments if you'd like to see that. But the chin-out techniques, the locking techniques, the wrist locks and all this absolutely do work. There's certain methodology that we use for training to make it happen fast, and also some ideas, concepts that go along with it. The fact that if it doesn't work the first time, I don't hang out here and make it work. That if it doesn't work the first time, I let go and I'm going to continue on with other things. So this is one of the key things to doing these types of locks. If he does the opposite side, so do it this way, opposite hand. Opposite hand, same technique. We reach up and over, and there's our holding the ball. I'm holding him into this position. Hold the ball through here. Again, keeping that ball a little bit smaller. So that's our first locking technique, block, lock. Then we have our striking. Again, pretty obvious when we're doing this. It's any sort of circular movement, circular strike. So first motion, if he does try to go for a strike, I use my forearm elbow to intercept. At the same time, I'm striking in here. I'm striking to the face. This is the first part, and then I can come up over top and do another jaw smash. So we're here using that same circular motion for the head. So we're here, 1, 2. If he throws this other hand, again, I have no control over what attack he gives me. If he throws this other hand, same idea, 1, 2, and now I can go into another trapping, locking sort of position from there. Let's switch sides so they can see that one. So left punch comes in, I throw my guard up, and I come up over top like this. Again, hold the ball in this position. Okay, and finally we're on our throw. So throwing technique for this one. We're actually going to take the ball. So far we've pretty much done most of the techniques in a counterclockwise circle. The techniques can also be done in a clockwise circle, and we end up with one of my favorite techniques, one of my favorite throws. I parry this hand down or just fall down on it, or if we're grappling, whatever, we're in here, and I drop this hand down as I start striking up over top this direction. The hand's going to come up onto the neck and then fall down, and then we're in our ball position, and then we're going to do our empty step cat stance, turning our body around, holding the ball in this other direction. So we end up with one, striking in over top this direction. I'm going to control the head. I'm going to utilize the arm for leverage, and we end up off balancing, displacing Mike in this position. Let's turn sideways so they see. And we're here. I'm going to step in and strike. This step in is also useful if he throws 1, 2. I'm moving out of the way. I'm going to control my body, control his arm up, and then continuing that step back, circle, hold the ball position. He's going to go down. So if you guys recognize this motion, this circular pulling in position in any of your techniques, put it in the comments below. There's a lot of other things that we didn't get to. We were talking about neck controls and whatnot. This is all possibilities that we use, holding kicks and whatnot. So if you think of any, put them in the comments below. I love seeing that type of stuff, and maybe we'll make a special video pointing those out for you. Thanks, and have a great day.